You know, when you wake up in the morning, the first thing you do, you look at yourself, you go, God, I gotta comb my hair or something, man. Look at me, I'm a mess. So you do that. That's not too bad with your hair, at the ends of your hair. If it's long, it's, you gotta pull it a little bit harder and break up it binds together, like a knotty hair. My knotty hair. Yeah. Okay, so there you go. That's the best you can do when you're this old. Now the real task comes. It hurts because it makes me think about they used to pull on Jesus' beard when he was walking with the cross. He'd grab a hold of his beard and yank it out of his head. Oh my God. Oh my sweet Jesus. Because I comb my beard first thing in the morning because I never had a beard. I'm blooming. I'm in my old age, and God let me have a beard. Oh, I haven't got a beard. But man, when you first try to comb it out in the morning, it sticks together. And just pulling those hairs, man, it hurts. You imagine them grabbing God's beard and yanking it out of his head? Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Then society doesn't want you to have long hair and a beard, a mustache. You're a bum if you walk around like that. If you walk around like one of Christ's disciples, you're a bum. And the cops will look at you like that too. What's this? What is this? Unless you're an undercover agent. If you're an undercover agent, they'll know it. Go around telling I'm an undercover agent. I'm making notes on everybody's behavior who are in power. Police. And then they investigate you. The other night, this is the update. This is an update about what happened the other night with ADT, and my camera's pointing out to the sky by mistake, and I catching that flying object in front of my house. And now they won't retrieve it for me. They're sending the guy over, next Wednesday. I says, that's way over the 7 days that you can go back and go into my memories and stuff. They say up to 7 days. You're coming in after 7 days, so you won't find nothing, will you? Where were you under an order by, who knows, some authority telling you, don't presume, don't give them that footage. And they're willing they tricked me into a 1-year contract. I told them I didn't want a contract with them, ADT. So they sent their guy over there. He says, that's a 2-year contract. I says, I don't want it then. So a week went by, and we got in contact with each other again. And he says, I made it so you don't have to have a 2-year contract anymore. Just come on. And I said, okay, well, come on over and install everything. So when I came over, he showed me this paper I had to sign so they could do their work, So I says, I don't have my glasses. I haven't had glasses in 2 years. I can't read, and if I can read, it's only about 4 or 5 minutes because I fall asleep. I got narcolepsy, and ocular tracking causes me to be drowsy when I sit and I read. I can make a video. I can look at myself or look at videos and stuff without falling asleep. But if I start reading, where I'm ocular tracking, don't know. You got midline right here, see. This was my major. I was going to be occupational therapist, really, in a way, for children, trying to see how they're developing. They're developing skills, their gross motor skills, their fine motor skills, and give them exercises to develop those things and then fill out paperwork. And I remember my first internship in that was a little girl named Christy. I'll never forget her name. She was a cute little thing, too, 7 years old. And I was monitoring her developmental. A child that's 6, 7, 8 years old, they can't play ping pong. They don't have depth perception. So how can they say, oh, a 7-year-old, he's old enough to make decisions, yeah, that's the age of, not consent, but it's the age of awareness. Well, maybe awareness mentally, but not physically, because he can't even play ping pong at 6 or 7 or 8, or he's highly unusual. There are extreme cases, there are exceptions, but most generally speaking, a child can't even play ping pong. He doesn't have depth perception. You try to, we'll just play a game of ping pong. I just want you to hit the ball up against the wall and come back. They can't do it. And then, you get mad at them, and some people they're ignorant of it. But myself, I'm educated in it. So I know that people have to develop and think about things, because everybody that was complaining about my lights out on my fence for Christmas, guess what? They put their lights out better than mine and brighter than mine. They called the cops on me because they said my lights were too bright. They were disturbing their dogs. The dogs couldn't look out the window. They were afraid because they saw my lights. So they called the cops on me. They came, and the cops said, you can't do nothing. It's Christmas lights. We can't do nothing about that. The man's just trying to live his life. And I told him, hey, man, what's happening? When they got here, I said, what's happening? I said, I used to be in delinquency control. I work with adjudicated juvenile delinquents, and I'm surrounded by them now. They all grew up. They're all around me. Oh, God, they complained about a piece of corn in my driveway I was feeding the crows. And we don't want to listen to the crows. They're all out after me because of my sanctuary out in front. I got a Blessed Mother and the Sacred Heart of Jesus. And I got my religion out in front of my house. Man, this is me, And I have a right to do that. I fought for my country. I gave up a body part. Yeah, everybody's running to Canada and burning their draft cards, and I'm in the hospital giving up my body part so I can go in to the service and serve my country in Vietnam. That was a big mistake. No, it wasn't. That's what I felt I had to do at the time. I wanted to defend my country. I want the United States of America to be the land of the free, the home of the brave. Truth, justice, and the American way. What's going on now in the United States? We murder, and we let our perverts go in orphanages and adopt children. Bring them home and make sex films with them. We did that. We passed that law so they could do that. What's the matter with us? Are we being overtaken by the devil? Wake up. Wake up. Change that law. Put them back in the closet. They had their colors out and flag. They stole the rainbow. And they did everything, man. We gave them freedom, and now they're perverting us. I know because I was subject to it coming up in life. Even in my adulthood, I was pursued by perverts. They didn't get me out. God scooted me right out. And these people were in high power in the church. I'm not speaking against the Catholic Church. I'm speaking against the ones that snuck in and distorted the way. They need to be eliminated. Some people say, well, how do you eliminate them? Well, if they're caught perverting, take their priesthood away. Don't ship them off to another parish where they can pervert children there. Stick them in a monastery someplace, in solitude. Let them think about what they did. And then if they don't repent, take their priesthood away. That's what I say I would do if I was the Pope, Francis. God bless his soul. What a time for him to be Pope. God's got to be working in his life. I mean, Trump and his wife went over there. His wife saying the rosary. She's a rosary prayer. You know, where is Trump getting all his power from? Where is he getting all the... Well, how did he get up this high? He's got... His wife prays the rosary, people. Trump's made his mistakes in the past. He knows that. But he's trying to make up for it. Give him a chance. Give him a chance, people. Let him switch them laws back. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not pervert the children. You can hear in my other films what happens to the perverts that pervert the children. And an update on mine is this. I express my opinion wherever I'm being investigated, I believe, by some authority. Some authority, I don't know. Federal, maybe? Because it happened in a federal building. FedEx. I don't know. Is that a federal building? I don't know. I was in there, and I was the black guy. And I said, I'm here to get my lettering and all that you made for me so I can put on my business cards and cover up the old addresses and all that. I was doing work with FedEx, right? So I walked in. They called me in and said my proofs were ready, so I came in. I locked it. There's this black guy there at his desk, and you know he's cool. You know, he's not saying much, but I said I'm here to pick up my stuff and everything. He goes, so, and he's looking at me, and I looked at him, and I says, "Hey, do I look like I'm black?" Just to start a conversation, right? And he looks at me, he goes, "No, you don't look like you're black to me." He goes, and I says, "I am. I got black in me." There's a little bit of it right there, a little bit left over. Black. Then I got red on top of that, because that's Irish. I got red up here. I got black here. Just a mark, just to make me understand. Hey, Bill, you're a black man, but you're a mulatto black man. I'm the mulatto of the Italiano. I'm Sicilian. And Sicily was taken over by the Arabs. I got Arab in me, too. I'm an Arab. I got Jewish heritage. I'm an Arab, Jew, Catholic. How would you like that for a combination? Maybe I could be a world leader. Hey, yeah. Oh, he's got Arab in him. He's got black in him. Yeah, he's an Irishman. Yeah, he's got the Italiano in him. Yeah, let's make him president of the world. That's where my mind goes. You know, I have those grandeur thoughts. You know, thoughts of grandeur. You know, like I'm a legend in my own mind. You know, I think God's working in my life. I'm gonna help the world. I'm gonna change his laws back to God's laws. You know, I think I sit around and think like that. And then I see people in power that are trying to do that, and hey, it's snuffed out. Because the devil has power. He comes in, and he looks things over. First thing he does is eliminate the intellectuals that are moral. He either kills them or kicks them out of the country or puts them in jail somehow. And then he comes in, and he gets his that don't give God 2 cents. They don't go to church or nothing. They don't believe in God. And he puts them in government. What do? They go after the laws and start changing the laws. Now you got, shall not kill, the murder. 55 million babies being murdered since 1972, since that law went into effect. We killed 55 million people. And we've only increased in population 2 million. We're at zero population growth, people. Because we're killing our babies. Who cares where they come from? I mean, God said no when the northern hordes came in and took over Europe and raped and murdered and everything, and all them children that were born out of that. God says, oh, don't give them a soul or a guardian angel. They don't deserve it. They're bastards. God don't do that. people. You're conceived, you got a chance. No matter how you were conceived. That's why I say do away with abortion. Have the baby. If you don't want it, give it away after you got that type of heart. Give your baby away to somebody that loves it, that won't pervert it. So we got to change that law because God is steaming over it. I feel it when I pray to him. He wants me to tell everybody. So I make these videos like this because he's in charge. He'll take that video and give it to the right person. They'll listen to me because he knows who the right persons are. Trump. I'm your brother. I'm your brother. Talking to you. Have courage. Have courage. God is with you. Say in the rosary. Say it with your wife. Have a time to come together and pray the rosary. Yeah, you can push your hair down your forehead. Boy, look how much younger I look. Hey, Trump. I got a Trump do. A hairdo. I got a Trump do hairdo. I don't know if Trump sees this, he's probably rolling on the floor right now. Who knows? You know he's got a sense of humor. Come on, man. I sense it. I sense the man. God's working through him. He's giving him everything. Look he's got everything. There's a relationship with God there with Trumpy. Trumpy boy. Just gotta wake up to it. Just gotta wake up to it. Because God is right by your side. He is watching. And you are performing. Oh, your past. They bring it up. They'll bring up anything. What they did to me at my house. I got the sanctuary out in front of my house, the statue of Blessed Mother and Jesus, Sacred Heart, and I got a nice statue of St. Francis and St. Anthony. Yeah. And bird feeders all over the place, at my house. St. Francis. I even got a song with St. Francis. Since God is above, I'll sing this song. And it goes, with God above, I will be strong. But with God within, what else need I? Since God shall reign, can my song die? St. Francis gave me that song. I sing it. I put it into a lot of my songs. I sing it more than once. I don't have just one song dedicated. I got every day it's a new song for me. I don't have any recordings or anything written down on music other than what I wrote 50 years ago. My wife wrote them, really. She was inspired. I gave her a guitar, taught her a few chords. She sat. While I was going to college, she sat in her house in the middle of an orange grove, playing the guitar and writing songs. Then we came up against the opposition. Give the devil time and he'll close in on you. And then it's time to move on to another way. I even had the police trying to set me up down when I was in Florida. They tried to set me up with an undercover agent, see if I would commit adultery or something. And I didn't. I came out on top after the whole... It's in my videos what happened. I'm not going to go chew my cabbage twice now, but where'd that saying come from? Chew your cabbage twice. What does that mean? I don't know. It just sticks out in my mind. I don't know. When I have to repeat something I've already said. It's like telling somebody what's happened to you. Like last night, I'm trying to tell everybody how I got hoodwinked on my ADT contract. I told him I didn't want a 2-year contract. I don't want any contracts. And a week went by, and he called me. Oh, we made arrangements. You don't have to have a contract. So I came over, and I don't have any glasses. I can't read nothing. I guess for very long. I mean, I have these things. Like I got them from the store. But you can't see good with them. And they only go up to a certain strength, like 275, I think is what this one was, or 300 maybe. And I lean a little bit stronger than that. I told him, you don't have any 325s, 350s? No, if your eyes are that bad, go to a doctor, they say. That's what CVS said. And I'm going to give people glasses, and take business away from the doctors. I mean, they're snuck in on top of everything as it is, with these glasses here. Oh, I'll take a 175. I could probably see through them better. No, me, I need 350. Because these are 300s right here. And I can see with them. I can see halfway decent, but I can't read long. I get tired, I get drowsy, I come out. Because they gave me modafinil for narcolepsy. And I got a doctor, he's antiquated, he's an old guy, shaking like a leaf. He's got Parkinson's disease. That's my doctor. They gave me after mine retired. And they gave me this. They gave me something that should have retired before my doctor retired. He's shaking like a leaf, and he says, okay, I'll give you a double dose on that modafinil. And I take it, and what happens? My lips break out. I break out in a rash all over my body. I got too much of it in my system. He double dosed me. Because he didn't like me right from the beginning. He looked at me like I was a bum or something. Because I have long hair and a beard and everything. He wouldn't even dialogue with me. I says, oh, I see you're married. How long you been married? I don't talk about that stuff. I'm here to service your needs. I don't talk personal. I said, oh, okay. So I'm thinking, I want this guy, Can't even talk to me. He can't stand me around. And he double dosed me on that modafinil. Look at my lips. Still. Look at that. Look at this. This just happened a couple days when they double dosed me on the modafinil. And I broke up with a rash. All my skin is flaking. My red, I haven't washed yet. Because I just got up. I really feel motivated to make this tape for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe because God was talking to me when I woke up. There was this beautiful telling that God was understanding what I was going through. I don't know if it's for everybody, because everybody goes through what you go through when you're seeking God. It's just like a pathway. If you go down this pathway, this is what you're going to experience. And that these guys that promise you all these things, like today there's going to be a change in your life. God's going to come in and he's going to take over and everything's going to be hunky-dory, that's false prophecy. That's on the TV. They build you up just so when you experience life like it's really supposed to be experienced, other than this dream that you're trying to put in your head. I wonder if people think that about my videos too, I make a song, I praise God. I'm not trying to convert anybody. I'm just trying to share my love for God with everybody. That's all. And I don't think, he's up there, he's got a hermitage, and he's a hermit in there, and his wife's a hermitess, and they're celibate for 25 years, they're living their life up there. Nobody bothers them. Nobody knocks on their door. I don't have a friend in the world, people. Not a friend in the world. Not one comes knocking on my door. And if they are the wrong ones that come knocking at my door, God makes it so I'm not around, or maybe in a deep sleep or something, or there is no answer. I only ask God to send who he sees fit. It's all right with you, God. It's all right with me, is what I say all the time. I don't have any friends. I try to go out and make friends. You can't buy friends. You can't be nice to them. They just take it. Yeah, well, thank you. Don't even say that. Give everything you got. I was in a poorhouse there for a while. I gave everything I had in the bank to my brothers, and they were hurting. They were down and out, really way out there. And I gave it to them. And they, oh, thank you. And, oh, I'm going to go to church and everything. They go to church and all that. But then on Monday, they jump back in the bed with mortal sin. And then things are twice as bad. And then when they talk to you on the phone, I don't want to hear that stuff. Don't talk to me about that shit. I don't believe in it. Those are exact words. Don't be sending stuff in the mail to me I get from other people. I don't believe in God. Don't be sending that stuff in the mail to me. You're not going to get it, because I'm not giving up. Because if God would have given up on me, I would have never found him. God's using me to help others find themselves in God. Do I look black to you? I got black hair. I got a lot of black up in here, a lot of black here. I got black in here. Sicilian. I'm Sicilian. Come from Sicily. They are in connection with northern Africa. And the Arabs occupied them for a long time, too, in the 900s or so. They came in and took over the country and everything, back when they were dominant in the Mediterranean, I guess. So I got Arab. I come from Jewish heritage. My mother was, everybody in her family was Jewish before she was born, and cradle Catholic, because her mother was sold to Italian in Duluth, Minnesota. And it was hoodwinked. She got hoodwinked. She had a beautiful voice, came over. There's a story in there. My grandfather met her at the dock and said, I'm here to guide you, and I have arrangements with your father. She goes, okay. So she went with him without me. And he brought her to his farm, little farm, a cow, chickens and stuff like that. But I guess he had a regular job. I remember what it was. I was told what it was. I can't remember what he did. But how did he keep her in that room? He locked the room. From what I've been told, he locked the door in the room, and she couldn't do her anything. When he brought her home, he put her in the room. He says, here's your room. Put all of her stuff in it, and he left, and he locked the door, and there was no way out. And my grandmother couldn't get out until after she had 5 kids. She quit trying to run away. She had 14. He gave her 14 kids. One of them died. My mother was the last one born, with a big white streak going down the side of her hair. Long black hair with a white, natural white streak in it, like my hair. Just like my hair. In her black. See how it is in mine? I got white in my black hair. Well, she was born that way, with a white streak going right down her head. She was a marked child. For some reason, I don't know what God has in store, but I was the firstborn. The firstborn is the Lord's. So here I am. And I had a life. Oh, I had a very upsetting childhood life. I had a father that was a binging alcoholic. And he'd work all week long, and on the weekends, don't bother me, I'm in the bar with my $15. $15 would buy 150 drinks, because drinks were only 15 cents. Then I guess he got into the stronger stuff on down the line, and then my brother says he was snorting cocaine at the end. That's how he died. Died of heart attack. Oh, that's my dad. He was a strict man, too. He beat me. Oh, he beat me even if I didn't do something to get a beating for. He'd beat me. He says, I'm sorry, son, but you gotta have this done to you. If you don't, you'll grow up to my disgrace. That's the way they believed back then. And it has some truth in it. If you don't chastise your children, they will grow up to your disgrace. My dad wasn't going to make that. I respected him till he went into the grave. And he was 64. I've outlived him by 11 years. I'm 75. A lot of people say, you don't look 75 to me. Especially when I'm out there hitting the heavy bag. Real hard, too. Wham, wham, wham. I can still put it on the jaw. You're right. I got that, man. I got a whole bite the bullet on it all the time because I get provoked into using it, too. One time I got attacked with a guy with a knife, and I had to put him in the hospital for 2 weeks. And he woke up, man, wondering what the heck happened to him. What did you hit me with? Oh, my goodness. I didn't hit you. I slapped you. And you knocked out with my slap. Wham! I did punch him in the stomach, though. I did punch him in the stomach. He came at me with a knife. I have a right to defend myself. Right in front of a whole bunch of people, too. There was a crowd of people there. We were arguing over about safety. I had a scaffolding up. I wanted to put boards in. Because he was straggling the scaffolding, trying to use a nail gun, bullet nail gun, pull the trigger. Wham! It puts a bullet in through a angle iron holding the roof up, and you gotta, we were putting wood to it, we had to attach the wood so we could put framing up and all that, wood framing, which was illegal, but the company, they had bought all the material and everything, no way to return it. It had been sitting there for a long, long time, and they finally found somebody that would put it up that didn't know that it was illegal to put that. Because I was just starting my business. I was young, I had this other guy helping me out, And I was the boss, but he tried to be the boss. We had an argument, and he says, and he goes, outside right now. So I went outside, and I waited for him. He come running out. He had a knife. I let him have it. Wham! Out he went. I killed him. I had to pray over him because he was purple and everything. He wasn't breathing. I had to take him by the belt, get his stomach moving, get his chest moving, get him breathing again. He went, and he came to, And I says, he came out, and he says, what happened, what happened? I says, you fell off the, he says, you fell off, you came out in a rage and you fell off the stoop up there on your head. He goes, oh, I said, I'm going to take you to the hospital. So I took him to the hospital. He went to sleep and he didn't wake up. I got a phone call later on in life, on down a couple of weeks or something. Oh, I owe a bill at the hospital. Now I don't have no way to pay it. I don't have any insurance or anything like that. I said, how much is it? And he goes, $250. So I said, okay, I'll pay it. So I paid it. We did a couple jobs after that, but there was just nothing there anymore as far as him wanting to take direction. He was just brought up that way. No direction for me. I'm in charge. I don't work for nobody. I work for myself. That was his attitude. So, that was a good friend. I mean, he helped me build my house. I paid him. He showed up. God showed him. Him and his brother. They came in, they made lots of mistakes. And I forgave them, and we threw what mistakes they made to the side. One time he put in my, right over my head right now, I have this bay window. He put the header in for that, and it was 87 inches, and he has dyslexia. He made it 78 inches, so it was way too short, right? Going across on the top. So I had to throw all that wood and lumber and everything out, close to $100. I was okay, let's try it again. And we did that. And this house is well put together. I got a nice house, custom made. His brother he had a younger brother. He was thinking of all different ideas that he could do. So I go into my bathroom, I see a hole in my closet. I see a hole in the floor, a great big hole. What? Who put that hole in my floor in the closet? Oh, I did. That's where you can put your clothes. If you got dirty clothes and stuff in the bathroom, you just shove it down that hole. I says, well, that hole you put is right over my hot water heater. What are you doing? So his brother says, you're fired. Get out of here. So he fired his own brother. I went through that stuff building my house way back in 1988. I got that blister. I quit taking the modafinil, by the way. I'm not taking any of it. He says, go back to the regular, one of the other doctors, he says, okay, don't double up in that modafinil. Go back to what you were taking, but wait a day and start taking it. I'm not going to take it. I went and I got Morning Kick. Keep me awake, see if that works. I'm giving it a shot. I already had one bottle of it, $57 a bottle. Chuck Norris is there, Morning Kick. Get you going. That's what I need. Keep me awake. Because I have narcolepsy. My mother has it too. I fall asleep at red lights if I don't take medication for it. And believe me, I've fallen asleep at red lights and been honked at, so I know. I was in the doctor's office the other day waiting for him. I fell asleep. So I got another doctor after that doctor. I told him I didn't want that doctor anymore. Give me somebody else. Well, the big wig doctor came in and he took care of me. I says, can't you be my doctor? Because he helped me out. He healed me a couple times. I had all these things growing on me, and he took them all off, and they never came back. Hundreds of them. Those little skin tags, I had them under my arms and stuff. I used to keep the girls away when I was at the swimming pool or something like that. They come over and look at me, and I lift up my arms, and they see all them things hanging. They go, ugh, what do you got? Get away from me, see. I don't need the women trying to hustle me away from my wife, see. That's what I used to do. Then I got disgusted with myself looking at it every morning, put deodorant on, and I got to get rid of these things. God, they're ugly. So I went in, and this guy took them all off, froze them off with some type of freeze gun or something. And they went away and never came back. So far. There's a one or two, some that he didn't get still there. I'll have to have them removed if they get big or something like that. But they don't bother me. I don't have to show my underarms anyway. I'm an old man now anyways. What do I care? I'm not out trying to get a woman or anything. Something happened to my wife and one come after me. I've made the commitment already. I'm God. I'm Jesus. I'm celibate. I'm a priest. I just can't say Mass or hear confessions, but I'm a priest in other ways. Music, extraordinary minister, Eucharistic minister. I try to do the best I can, and I have my own little pretend world. If you look at all my walls in my house, and I'm not going to go through that right now. I did it in another video, but okay, there you go. There's a good example. Every place you go in my house, it's Jesus and Mary. That's my dream. My dream is that they are always come first in my life. Oh, I've had times when they didn't come first. Body needs, especially sexual body needs. I've been celibate 25 years, but I had a masturbation problem once in a while. Every so often I get that urge, I just can't. There's nothing you can do. Your mind's going wacky. You're thinking about all kinds of filthy things. Why? That urge is trying to provoke you into releasing it. So you can commit mortal sin and have a guilt conscience. Because in the Catholic Church, masturbation is a mortal sin. If you go on AI, that artificial intelligence, they say, oh, it's a natural function of the body. You don't feel guilty because you masturbated and you're a celibate person. Don't feel guilty like that. But I am not a doctor. I am not. They give you all that disclosure and everything. Then they come in with their analyzing your situation. They tell you what to do or suggest what you should do. So I got a new friend in history. If I want to know something about history, I got a new friend, man. But if it's a spiritual thing, they're not over the fence, or they're not on any side of the fence. They're neutral. They don't give you an opinion about it. But they'll let you know where it is in the Bible if you ask them. I've asked where this is in the Bible. Can you tell me where it is? And right there, it's sometimes in the Old Testament, sometimes in the New Testament. Things that I remember from the past, and I asked that AI. They got a good insight. They know right where to go. Because that's what they do. They analyze what you say or what, I don't know. They say they can't read what I say, but they can hear me when I say it. I go, it's like right now I go, hey Google, can you hear me? And it won't respond. Why? Because I'm making a video. It won't interrupt my video. But if I went off the screen right now and put it on pause, let me see what happens. I'll put it on pause right now. I'll come back with a song. But that's me first thing in the morning. I made 3 eggs. I had a little piece of chicken that I had in the refrigerator that's been cooked up. I chopped it up. I got eggs, chicken, some toast. I like a little ketchup with it. That's my breakfast. Not a big plate, I'm not eating big. That's what I'm eating this morning. Now I'm full. I made that a plate, and I only ate half of it. If you put everything together, it's half. There's an egg. There's another egg here. Here's an egg and a half. An egg and a half, and I got some toast left over. And I got chicken. I made some chicken last night. Boiled it up, put it in the refrigerator. You take a piece out. It's got seasonings and everything. I'm done though. I'm done. I'll put this back in the refrigerator. I'll have a brunch or a brunch lunch or something a little bit later on. I'll feel hungry maybe, a couple hours from now, and I'll eat the rest of it. That's what I go through. I made my breakfast this morning. Let's see. A little bit of something. I tell everything about me, don't I? I don't hold nothing back. I'm going to die. God knows everything about me anyways. And what difference does it make? I don't care what anybody else thinks about me. I only think about what God thinks about me. I only have to worry about that. And I shouldn't even worry because God loves me. I'm His. He knows it. He tries to tell me. He sent a beautiful video to me this morning telling me He's watching everything I do, everything I'm going through. And my day is coming. He's gonna take it, make it so I bloom. their head down, shaking. What's the matter with him? He's losing his mind. It's Jesus this, Jesus that, Jesus this. Everything's Jesus. Well, that's the way it should be, people, because the only purpose in life is to gain eternal life, people. My brothers and sisters that I don't know yet. Maybe someday in heaven I'll meet you. But nobody's knocking on my door trying to be my friend who loves God. Because that's the first thing I do. I check it out, just like the devil does. He finds out who are the ones that are faithful, who are the ones that are moral, and he gets rid of them. But I try to find out who the ones love God, and I befriend them. I can tell, too, if they're faking. I can tell a good fake. Because you can tell a tree by the fruit it bears. You know, a walnut tree doesn't bear, what would you say, cashews? I like walnuts, cashews. Lightly salted, please, thank you. I like those pecans, too. I like pecans. Pecans and walnuts, cashews. There you go. Put a bowl of that in front of me. Put some chocolate-covered raisins. I knew one time, chocolate-covered peanuts and raisins. And I walked into this guy's house, and I saw a big bowl of chocolate-covered, not chocolate-covered, I just saw a bowl of peanuts and raisins there. And it was a little bowl, and I said, oh, you got peanuts and raisins? He says, yeah. He says, those were chocolate-covered, and I sucked the chocolate off them, and they're waiting. I'm going to eat the raisins and the peanuts later. Well, you want some? You can have some if you want. I says, no, thank you. I don't want any. Oh, God, see the joy? All of a sudden, it just pops in there, right? I'm feeling down and out. Oh, God, what's the day going to be? Is it going to be a lie again? Something. I'm expecting a great day, and it's going to turn out to be a lie. It's going to turn out to be somebody's after me somehow or whatever. Oh, God, all the things. I can't even get this. I saw a flying object in my front yard the other night, 2:30 in the morning. I have ADT now, and my cameras were pointed at the tree because I was watching the guy cut the tree down, and I wasn't going to stay outside. I was in the house eating or doing something. I'm watching it, so I got my cameras pointed towards the tree while he's cutting it down. And when he was done, I went out. He was done. I went out, and I came. He said, "See what happens." So all of a sudden, a bang happened right in front of me. I don't even know what it was. Getting my mind off track. So I can't remember what I'm saying now. Oh, okay. I had my camera pointed at the tree, watching the guy cut my tree down. I hired a tree surgeon, and he chopped it down. He got it. I was watching him. I had the camera pointed up at him. You can go out and you readjust your cameras. I was in the house on my phone like this, watching him cut the tree down. And I forgot. I had dementia. I forgot to readjust the camera back where it was supposed to go onto my shed, So I can always look and keep a good eye out and see if somebody's trying to rip me off or something. Because I've been ripped off. Just got ripped off for $200. I lost it right off the back of my truck, too. Came and got it. Or either that or I went around the corner and it fell off somehow. I don't know. I don't know how it was stolen by a brand new hedgehog trimmer. $200. Right out of the box. Gone. Somebody stole it. Or I got to give the benefit of the doubt. Maybe nobody did steal it. Maybe it fell off my truck somehow. But I made a report to the sheriff's department. I said, if there's any honest people out there, I'll make a report saying, I didn't get it. There's no honest people Whoever got that, they're keeping it. And it's theirs now. I'm never going to see it again. Unless God makes it so. And then, why was that stolen from me? I was thinking, why did you let somebody steal something? And then I got a video that came on about a woman with her fingers caught in one on TV with her cell phone in the other hand, trying to call the ambulance because she got her fingers caught in that same thing that fell off my truck or was stolen off of it. And it was a warning. God was trying to tell me, Billy, I've watched you. Because I used it a couple times, cut it down, see if it worked. And the way I was using it, he was trying to show me, tell me, God was trying to tell me, you got to be very careful with these things. Take your guitar fingers right off. Zip. Goodbye. No more guitar playing. So I got to watch it. Sometimes God does things to make it so you realize, watch out for it. He's in tune. I buy things that I don't know why I buy them, but a month or two down the line, I need them real bad, and there they are. And I say, God, you knew that? You willed it that I was going to buy that? I didn't know. Things like that he does with me all the time. Oh, you're going to do that in the future, Billy, here? Okay, I'll allow you to buy that. Okay, buy this over here. But the things over the years, I'm 75 years old. And I've been after God since I was 21, I got pictures of me with a guitar in my hand in front of Jesus' Sacred Heart, praying to him when I was 21, when God came into my life strong. Never read the Bible until I was in boot camp. Some guy came up to me. I mean, I read the catechisms and stuff like that, and I didn't read much of them when I was a child. I went to catechism classes and stuff and learn about the Catholic faith. I made my confirmation. I confirmed. I said yes to Jesus because I was cradled Catholic, baptized. But they give you the opportunity when you're 11 or 12 to confirm that you are a Christian. And that's your confirmation. Born again. Yeah, were you born again? Yes, I was confirmed. People, what are you talking about? You were confirmed. Were you born again or were you confirmed? Well, confirmation is being born again. It's saying yes to Jesus. After you've been baptized your whole 8 days after you were born in the Catholic Church, that's the way it is, And then later on in life, when you're older, you can say, yes, I want to be a Christian, or no. Yeah. Some people say yes and do everything that's no. Like me. I had my fingers crossed when I made my confirmation. I ain't promising nothing, God. This world ain't treating me too good so far. I'm not promising nothing. I had my fingers crossed. I was making my confirmation. If the nun would have saw that, she would have pulled my ear off. Oh, they were ear pullers back then. I went to Catholic school when I was a child, I had an incident one time. It was freezing cold out. I didn't have a jacket. I was 11 years old, 10, 11 years old. I'm pounding on the door because it was time to go home for lunch, so everybody knows. So I'm pounding on the door, let me in, man, let me stand at least inside the school. It's freezing out here, and I'm pounding, and then this nun came down, and she was furious looking. She opened up the door and grabbed me by my ear and just almost ripped it off my head. I pulled away. I said, what are you doing? Get away from me, you big black witch. And she stood there looking at me. I pray for her. She might be praying for me too. But she was the captain of the nuns. His name is Sister Alexander. I always remember that name. I pray for her. They were doing their job, chastise them. Chastise them. One of the nuns had a whip, and it was tied to her rosary around her waist. It was a little hand whip. Put your hands down there. You're misbehaving, put your hands down. And she'd whip them with that whip. Ouch. She was my brother's teacher, too. And my brother did good in her class. He was an A student. Because my brother doesn't like to get whipped. Because we got a lot of it from my dad. My dad would whip the daylights out of us. We'd have welts on us so big and bleeding, and they'd stick us in a tub of water, ice cold water. Take them welts down. They see that, they'll arrest us for child abuse, my mother would say. Beat them too hard. Beat me with a broomstick or a belt or whatever. What did I do? I don't know, I sassed back my mother or something. I found a condom underneath my father's seat in his car. I was out there exploring, looking through everything, and I find this round disc. It wasn't a condom looking. I didn't know what it was. I didn't even know it was rolled up. I thought it was just a disc, So I wonder what this is. I take it back to my dad. I says, Dad, I found this in your car. And he looks at me, he goes, you didn't find that in my car. I just had it cleaned out yesterday. Oh, yeah, you make $60 a week and you hired somebody to clean your car out. Yeah, right, Dad. I caught you, huh? I didn't know what it was still. You didn't find it underneath my seat. I says, yes, I did, Dad. I found it underneath your seat. Why would I lie? I found it underneath your seat. You did not. I said, yes, And then he says, okay, he rips off his belt. He's looking around, he's going to get the broomstick, too. And he starts beating me. He starts saying, you didn't find that underneath my seat, did you? I said, yes, I did. And wham, wham, wham. You didn't find that underneath my seat. And I says, yes, I did. Wham, wham. So about the third or fourth time, I said, okay, Dad, I didn't find it underneath your seat. And he stopped immediately. He broke me. Made me lie. He knew it was his. He knew what was under his seat. He knew what it was, but he was going to make it so. I got beat for being right. And that's what happens now in life. I'm still getting beat for being right. I got videos on there telling you about how I got ripped off by different companies. Cops come and they patrol their company every night. Here's a long-haired hippie accusing him of stealing money from him. Who is he going to go with? Yeah, he listens to your story. He didn't arrest me or anything. He goes, I told him I'm a Vietnam War veteran. I'm disabled 100%. And I'm a decorated war veteran. I have a Bronze Star and the Medal of Bravery from the Vietnam government. So, they look at you, the cops do, when you tell them that. They give you the benefit of the doubt and let you slide, But this one cop set me up. I told him about this guy stealing money from me and everything, and he stole my amplifier, so I went to the police station, and they said, well, I saw a video. I tell her the whole story about it in another video, if you're interested. But in a nutshell, it ended up to where I brought the cop to get my amplifier that they wouldn't give me back. I bought $800. And I left it there because I was getting a Casario organ. And they put that in my truck because I had a back problem. I said, put it in my truck, would you please? After I got ripped off for $100, I paid the money back. Got ripped actually for $200. I didn't pay what they said I was short of. The guy was a rip-off artist, covered with tattoos, big black fingernails, everything out. Standing there, I don't know what the heck he was on. But I put the money out, 3 piles, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50. That's 300, right? He goes, yep. I said, how much more? And he goes, $68 more. I give him $72 tip. Then I said, oh, I got to go get some. I forgot. So I went and got it, came back. And I had left my wallet and my money and that pile of money that I counted out for him. I left it there and I came back. And he's looking at me and going, oh, you know you're $100 short. He says, I says, what are you talking about? I just counted it out to you. He says, you're $100 short. Look at those 250s that you put down there weren't 50s, they were 20s. So I'm thinking, oh. And I thought, well, how can I be $100 short if those are 220s? I would only be $60 short. Yeah, see what I mean? He took the 250s. My hand fell asleep. Phone fell out of my hand. He took the 250s, put them in his pocket. He's thinking I got $100 in my pocket now. And he looks over my other pile. He says 220s, crisp, brand new crisp 20s like my 50s were. And he takes those and he puts them down there while I'm away looking, lollygagging around his place looking for other things. Like I think it was a capo or something I needed or something. A guitar tuner. I forgot it. I had to go find which one I wanted. So I was away. And he's sitting there looking at all that money, How can I grab $100? So what they usually do, because I watched them do it to a guy just before me, never thought they were going to do it to me too. Just before me, he was a DJ, had all his money out, $1,200 too. The guy says, well, I can't count all that. It's 20s and 5s. I'll take it to the counter in the back, and I'll come back with a slip and give it to you. The guy says, okay, go ahead. So he takes the money. I would have went with him. If you're going to count my money in another room, I'm going to be there. But he didn't. He was trusting like me. And then he took his money, went back in the back room, came back with a slip saying, you're $100 short. The guy goes, what? And I watched them count out $1,200. He had 12 piles, $100 each pile, but they were all 20s, 10s, and 5s and stuff. He was a DJ. He got paid cash for being a DJ. And he had 3 jobs a weekend, and that was $400 a time, so he had $1,200 he's making every weekend being a DJ. I'm thinking, wow. So I watched him. He's looking around for a pile of money, $100. He's looking around for a pile of $100, right? He's looking all over. What are you, fall on the floor? Where is it? Because I watched him do it. And then the guy was a little bit stoned probably too, a DJ. And the guy that was ripping him off, he was good at it. He was training the other guy, the other assistant manager, who was stoned, covered with tattoos, black fingernails and everything, man. He's looking at me, And he took this guy for $100. The first managers, 2 managers. The general manager gives you an assistant manager. So you can say, oh, I'm assistant manager. And how much you getting paid out? Well, minimum wage. I'm assistant manager. So I go along with it, I look at him and I say, you are a thieving crook, aren't you? You are a hoodwinking, no good thieving crook. He goes, quit calling me names, shouts it out, Everybody stops and they're looking. He's called me a thief. He says, I stole $100. And I says, screw you. And I says, you didn't steal $100. I didn't, you didn't steal $100. But technically he did. He stole $200 from me. Because he took 200 out of my pocket. He put 220s out of my pile and places of 250s he stuck in his pocket. He has it in his mind that he took $100, put it in his pocket. But he forgot about subtracting the 220s that he put in place of 250s. So I wouldn't have been $100 short. I would have been $60 short. He was stoned. He couldn't figure that out. He's assistant manager, cashier, too. He couldn't figure that out. I got you, man. But there was such a stink and everything. Everybody was hollering and shouting. I couldn't prove nothing. So I just paid the $60. I gave him $60 because I wasn't $100 short. I was $60 short. So I gave him $60. And that totaled out $368 I had to give him. And he took the other 250s, put them in his pocket. Standing. I don't know what he took out of my other pile either. Because I was so upset I didn't even count. He just had me upset, so that's what happened. So I left. I just load the organ in my back of my truck. I got a back problem. Would you help me out? And they said, okay. So they loaded it all up, and I took off, went home, and found out my amplifier wasn't there. I said, hey, they didn't load my amplifier on here. $800 amplifier I had being looked at, I call up and I says, hey, my amplifier's missing. I thought you guys loaded it up. I thought, well, hold on. They looked around. We don't see your amplifier around here. There's no amplifier here. And I says, that's it. I'm calling the police. So they got upset and they called the manager. He was out having dinner with his mother and father. He was very irritated that I accused his assistants of stealing $100 from me. Not only from me, the guy before me, too. And I don't know how many others. But if I could find that DJ, because he was upset. What do you mean I'm $100 short? What are you talking about? He's looking around for a pile of $100. A pile. That he's short because this guy stuck it in his pocket. And then had the counter count what he had in his hand, and it was $100 short from what he owed. So he came back with a slip handed to the guy. Right there, it's right here. I don't steal. He goes, looking him right in the face, just like this. I don't steal. What are you doing accusing me of stealing for? I don't steal. That's what you're up against, people. You deal with cash. You go in with a credit card or something. It's too tempting. Life is too tempting. If you're dishonest in the world, you're considered to be normal. If you're honest, you're a weirdo. Keep them away from our children. We don't want any honest men around our children. Keep them away. Stick them in jail. That's what the cops tried to do to me. Because I says, okay, I'll come back down. Because after they said no and I was going to call the police, the general manager called me up. He says, we found your amplifier. You can come down and get it. I said, okay. So I said, I ain't going down there. Who knows? Slip my tires or something. I don't know. So I went to the police station. And I called the sheriff first. I said, Sheriff, I told him the situation. He says, well, that's out of our jurisdiction. You got to call Johnson City Police because that's their jurisdiction. I said, okay. So I said, I'm not going to call them. I'm going to go down there. I'll knock on the door and tell them what happened. Got to pick up my amplifier anyways. Maybe they'll give me a police officer, escort me over there and get my guitar amplifier and I can get out of there. So sure enough, I go there, I knock on the door, nobody's in. I know this procedure how to get somebody to come to the door and let you in. I was just too upset. I didn't want to read everything. I didn't have any glasses or anything. So I went to get back in my truck, and this car pulls up. Police car. This guy comes out. I don't know, 35, 40 years old, somewhere around there. Maybe even a little older. He's a police officer. He says, can I help you? I says, yeah. He says, I told the story, He says, okay, and I gave him my card because he was looking at me and said, who's this bum? I had that look in his eye because I got long hair and a beard and everything. And I gave him my card, my business card. I don't have a mustache or anything. My hair is combed. I got a suit and tie on, everything like that. This is the real me when I want to look like that. But this is the retired me right here, and this is the real me when I was a working man. And I gave it to him. He says, I don't want that. And then he took it and he looked at it and he goes, I'll keep it. He says, okay, I'll take one. And he grabbed that card because I know what was going through his head. He had all the information there. All he has to do go in there and check me out real quick. He's got the card there. You have to write nothing down. What's your name? Where do you live? All that stuff. All on my card. So he took the card and went in there. He was in there for, I don't know, 5, 10 minutes, something like that. And then he came back out and he says, okay. He says, I'll escort you over there because I don't have a police record. There's nothing on file for me. I don't. Never been in trouble with the police. So he says, okay, I'll escort you over there to get your amplifier, but let me do the talking. And I says, okay. So we went in. I didn't say a word to nobody. As soon as we walked into the place, the general manager was there. He saw the cop and everything. He walked to the back of the building, came out with my amplifier and set it down. And looks at me and looks at the cop. He says, I don't want that man back in my store. Me. I'm the one being stolen from. Now I'm being abandoned from the store with $6,000 of warranties. I won't be able to claim now. You're talking about justifiable anger and things happening to me like that. So I looked at him and I says, he looks at me and he says, is there anything? He's looking around. He says, is there any cameras or anything like that? No, there's no cameras. But the main office in Chicago has the cameras. They can't be infiltrated by the main that office, that Guitar Center. From what I understand, another musician that has another musician's shop knows their security system and how they monitor people stealing, because he has his own music store too. He says, this is what they do. They have a camera in Chicago that monitors all your transactions. So they knew that I was stolen from. I called them up, let them know. I never got an answer from them. They knew. All they had to do was turn it on and see the guy stealing. He probably wasn't even aware of it, their camera, because the camera's tied into Chicago, not into their own office where the general manager can see it. Or maybe there's a way that the general manager can see it, but he wasn't going to turn in his 2 assistants. He wasn't going to say, yeah, we caught him stealing. We're going to fire him. And that's right. They didn't do that. He just pointed at me and said, I don't want that man back in here, because I caught him. I caught him doing it to 2 people. The guy before me and then me after him a half an hour later. They tried to rip off for another $100. How many people were they ripping off the whole week or the month or whatever since they've been assistant managers? And the general manager seemed like a nice guy, His name was Mike. He had his family man and everything. And he's like accuse his assistants. This guy says you stole. He's not going to do that. He stuck up for them. So here I am, and the cop's looking at me. He escorts me out the door because I didn't say nothing. He told me not to say anything, let him do the talking. So I let him do the talking because I used to stand there and I says, you're 2 guys hoodwinked. I watched them hoodwink one guy just before me for $100, and then another tactic they went on after. When I left all my money there and everything, they stuck it in their pocket and put other money in its place. Said those weren't 250s, those were only 220s. You're $100 short. Yeah, right. $100 short because you stuck $100 in your pocket, but you forgot to subtract the 220s that you took out of my other pile in place of the 50s you took. You dummy. And he's assistant manager, too. So, but he was stoned. He had to have been stoned. Looking at me, you calling me a liar? Just like the other guy. The other guy was saying, oh, you calling me a liar? And then it stops him, he's all, and they're a little stoned probably. I don't know. He's all, well, okay, here's another 100. And gets his stuff and gets out of there. He leaves. Because he probably doesn't do income tax with it, He's not going to complain if the cops come and all that stuff. There'll be an investigation, find out he's not paying income tax on the cash he's owning. So he ain't going to complain. He's just going to pay it and get the heck out of there. Probably never come back there. deal with them guys with cash. And he can't put it in the bank. So then now there's a record of it. If he ever gets audited or anything like that, if they try to catch him, somebody turns him in or something like that. You don't want a written record of it. So he just paid the 100 more. So they got him for 200, really. $200 he lost. That I lost the same. I lost. I don't know what else they took out of that pile that I had next to the pile I was paying with. I went to the bank, got draws. I was to give them cash. All them guys down there, I'll give them cash so they don't have to worry about, oh, he's writing the check out. Is it any good? And then you got to go through all that stuff. Half the time my checks are declined for some reason. And my cards declined because my bank seems like wants to get rid of me or something because I keep on making online purchases and they're from fraudulent companies. Try to get more money than what I pay in and stuff. So there 6 cards were compromised in 1 year. They took my check cashing card privileges away from me. You can't do that anymore. You can't charge, you only can charge around here for gas or the store or supermarket or something, ATM machine. No more charging online, they said. Well, where did they get off? Telling me I can't charge online with my credit card. Because every time the fraud company calls me, that's a process. They got to pay for that. The bank does. Oh, we caught some guy, some organization trying to rip you off for this amount of money. They call you, did you make that transaction or didn't you? And he says, they tell you who it's with. And usually they use a third party bank. And I don't recognize it. I don't know where that charge went. What was for so much money, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I don't remember making it because I have dementia too. I couldn't remember the name. Now, if they would have said Barnes and Noble's bookstore, I said, oh, yeah, I made a, I used my card there. Yep, that's a good. But they didn't. They say CBA Bank is claiming that you owe them, blah, blah, blah. Did you make that purchase? I don't recognize CBA Bank. I don't recognize it. I said, no, I didn't make that. So they canceled the card. So I get punished for people stealing from me. That's the way it is. So here we are back with the cop. And I got my amplifier. The guy brought it out and he pointed at me and nobody, I don't want him back in this store. That's it. He's banned from here. He can't come back in here. So the cop looks at me, and he walks. He says, okay, and he takes and guides me to the door. I got my amplifier, I stick in my truck and everything. He looks at me and he says, all right, if you come back in here, I'll have to arrest you. I'm looking at him, I'm going, you're going to arrest me for them stealing from me? What about all my warranties? Got $6,000 I paid for musical equipment there that had warranties on them. What about them? Well, you'll have to work that out somehow, but you're not coming back in this store. I'll arrest you. Oh, boy. So I went, says, now, is there anything more I can do for you? And I says, not that I can think of. So I went back to my truck, and I was thinking, well, that guy that they stole $100 for wouldn't give me his phone number or wouldn't tell me who it was because they knew I associated them stealing from him. And if we could get together, we could get these guys and get our money back. No, they wouldn't give me the address or anything of them. And I says, well, I'm going to tell the cops. So I went back to go in the store, and I opened up the door, and this thought came to my head. Billy, if you go back in there, he is standing there waiting to arrest you if you come back in, because he told you not to come back into the store, or he'll arrest you. And escorted you out the door, and then went to his car. But while I had my back turned, he went from his car back into the store for some reason. I don't know why. Because they patrol that store every night. They pay big taxes there. So who is he going to be on the side? Somebody he works for? Or somebody that's complaining that they got ripped off by? So he's looking at me, my long hair and black. The only thing I had going for me was I was a decorated war veteran with a Bronze Star and a Medal of Bravery and everything else. I don't have a police record, so he's being tolerant with me. So I says, I'm going to go back in there and tell him, because I went to his car, he wasn't there. He went back into the store, so I said, I'm going to go back in there and tell him to check out that guy that they ripped off. They wouldn't give me his phone number, his address, or a way to communicate with him, because they knew that I associated being ripped off with him. He got ripped off for 100, and so did I. We got together, we could get these guys. Right? They wouldn't give me his phone number. They wouldn't give me any contact information. I didn't know the guy's name. I just know he was a disc jockey. He made big, good money on the weekend. $400 each time. He had 3 disc jockeys on the weekends, weddings, parties, stuff like that. He was paid $400 for doing something like that. And he does 3 of them a weekend. It's $1,200 every weekend. It's over $60,000 a year. And if he's not paying taxes, then he'll get caught if he makes complaints. Because they'll do an investigation, want to know where he got the money from, and I would be a witness. I witnessed them counting that money out. $1,200 is about, and piles of it, 20s and 10s and 5s, 1s. And the guy says, I ain't standing around here, I'm not going to count all that money. I'll take it back to the counter and have a counter count it, and then I'll give you the slip. So the guy says, oh, okay. He trusts him. So he scoops up all the money in a big pile and goes back there. The assistant manager does. And the other guy that's paying the bill is just standing there waiting for him to come back with the slip, right? I would have went with him. If he had all my money, I'm going with you with all that money. Trust no one. Trust no one. Especially if it's over money. So he went back. He came back. He had a slip in his hand. He says, the slip says you're $100 short. The guy goes, what? He starts looking around for a pile of $100, right? He's looking all around, Is it fall on the floor? What is he doing? He's looking around. I says, I'm looking at him, watching him. What's going on here? Because I didn't know they were going to do the same thing to me later on. But so I'm watching, and he goes, so instead of causing a big stink, because the guy looked at me and said, what, you calling me a liar? You calling me a thief now? I'm telling you, this is what the machine said. You're $100 short. So the guy took and he was okay, and so he paid another $100 on top of that. So he got him for $200. More than what he had to pay. Because he was paying like something like $1,200 for some musical equipment. The DJ upgrading his equipment and all that stuff. That's what I went through on that incident. So he paid his $100 and he got his stuff, his equipment, and everything, and split. Now it's my turn. It's been a half an hour, 45 minutes. I've been wandering around. I'm buying this Caserio piano organ. It's got all kinds of beats. It's a state of the art. I have a blast with it. I'm glad I bought it. But, so the guy gives me, where was I? See, I lose my track. Okay, so he escorted me out the door, and he looks at me, and he says, if you come back in here, I'll have to arrest you. And I says, okay. He said, anything more? I said, not that I can think of. And so I went back to my car, and then I thought about that guy again. The $100, the guy that was stolen from the counter machine. So I went over to his car. He wasn't in his car. So while I was looking down and around, he went from his car back into the store for some reason. I don't know what the reason was, but this is what I think it was. So I says, he went back in the store. So I go and I open up the door. I have it open a little bit. And then as I had it open, a thought came to my head. the last words he said to me, if you come back in this store, I'll have to arrest you. You're going to arrest me. So I opened up the door, almost went back in, and that voice stopped me, an inside voice I had, and I closed the door back up. I said, oh, a trap, huh? So I got back in my truck and I split with my amplifier. No one's called me, no one's done anything. Now I'm being investigated, I think, because the other night I had ADT here, and they put ADT in, and I had my cameras pointing out on certain things. So the guy was cutting my tree down, so I pointed it up there. And I didn't change the camera, I just left it there. I forgot about changing it back on my shed, so it's up there looking at the tree. So when the tree came down, it's looking out into the sky, right? So 2:30 in the morning, I go out there and I turn on my cameras to see what the heck was going on. And guess what I see? And I didn't see it until it moved, because it will just look like three little lights. See these little lights right here, up in the back here? Let me see, where am I? See these lights? There was 1, 2, 3, but they were in a triangle. One at the top and two at the bottom, And it was just there, and I was looking, I said, that's kind of weird looking. And I watched it, and it started moving. Oh, my God, that's what got me. Oh, my foot is starting to fall. Oh, every time I'm to the crescendo of what I want to talk about, something happens. Distract my mind. Now what was I talking about? See what I mean? Can't remember what I was talking. I got dementia. I got pugilistic dementia. I was hitting the head when I was younger. I drove around a town once looking for my street. I was 300 miles away from my home, my hometown, looking for my street because I got knocked out in the ring. That's the whole story. It's got another video goes with that. I'm not going to do that. But where was I? I'm at the outside. He says, if you come back in here, I'll have to arrest you. Because the guy pointed at me, he says, I do not want that man back in here. So I got persecuted for being stolen from. Because the guy, general manager, he's not going to accuse his assistants. He hired them, they are subject to him and all that. He's going to protect them. He didn't believe in anything I'm saying, that they stole 100 from me. They're saying, no, he didn't steal 100 from him. He's got to be stoned. He was stoned out of his mind. He could say that. I wasn't stoned. I didn't have any drugs in me. Just looked like a hippie because I have long hair and a beard, Like somebody could say, well, you look stoned right now. If you look at me, do I look stoned? I haven't taken anything. I just woke up. I haven't taken any drugs or anything. In fact, I'm not taking any drugs today. I'm not taking the modafinil. I'm not taking the Celebrex, because the combination of the two, I found out, is deadly. Deadly. What are they doing? Trying to knock me off. Especially with the modafinil, and look at what happened to me when he doubled the dosage on it. I broke out all over, man. And if I would have kept it up, I'd be dead right now. According to AI, artificial intelligence, they're not medical or anything like that, but they can give you a scenario of what could happen. They're not condoning it. I'm not saying that. No, well, you know how AI works. Sometimes they're right, and sometimes they don't know what they're talking about. So, where was I now? I don't see what I mean. I get off, so we got to go back. Okay, he said to me, if you come back into the store, I'll have to arrest you. So I went back to my car. He went to his car. Then I thought, oh, that guy that they stole from, he should get his phone number and get his address. They know who he was. He's a DJ. He comes in there all the time, buys equipment. So I went back to the store, and I opened up the door, and that voice inside me said, "Don't go back in there, Billy. It's a trap. He's going to arrest you. He's looking for an excuse. And he told you, if you come back in the store, you're under arrest." So I backed off, and I closed the door, and I got my car, and I left. So that could have happened. I'm not saying it, I'm just saying it could have happened like that. Because that's usually what the devil does. He tricks you into something, and then he collects, kicks you out, puts you in jail, even murders you. Get rid of the moral intellectuals, and then change the laws, like he did in the United States. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not pervert. Now those laws are legal. You can kill the babies, 55 million, and you can pervert the children. Go into the orphanages, 2 men go into the orphanage and adopt a child, bring it home, make sex films with it. It's on the internet, people. I'm not lying. Just go. Same couples making sex with their adopted child or something like that. And if they don't do it right off the bat, some have patience, They wait until the child's old enough to, they get him when he's 4 and 5, and they give him everything. They're daddy to him, and he's got everything. He's happy, he's joyous on, and life can't be better than this. But what does he do? He goes home and he lays in bed at night, and he's listening. And he hears daddy and daddy in the other room, gagging and joking and moaning and groaning. He's wondering, what's going on? What are they doing in there? And then years later, when he's sexually mature, guess what he's doing? He's listening to them with a jar of Vaseline in his hand. You just perverted a child. He's going to look for a man now. And the perverts that adopted the child, something happens to their spouse, who are they going to go after? Who's going to stop him? That child's not related to him blood-wise or anything. They're not going to have babies or anything like that. He's just going to be a sex object. And that's what they do. They make sex films. It's all over the internet. It's obvious. And we're still letting that law be. We're going to change it. We're going to put perverts back in the closet. It's bullcrap. I know I was pursued by them when I was a child, too. They're all over the place. And we give them the right to do it. Way back in the ages past, it was legal to have a boy 9 years old as your sex partner. Not in this day and age. Not in this day and age. There are kings that had 9-year-old wives. Leaders, big leaders that had 9-year-old wives. Harems of them. Oh, I want to see you tonight. Angel, come on over here. I want to see you tonight. Will you come in and see me? 9 years old. Okay, I'll be there. Perverts. That's where they're trying to make it again now. That perversion is correct, and that a man can have a 9-year-old boy or a 10-year-old boy just coming into sexual maturity, do what he wants with him. You want to do that, people? I don't think Trump wants that done like that. I know his wife doesn't. And look at the boy that grew. He's a giant. Look at the size of that kid. And he looks intelligent. Trump wouldn't do that. He wants to change these laws. I know he does. He wants to change, but the United States of America isn't letting them do it. There's too much opposition. It will cause chaos, and then there'll be genocide. especially over the word, the N-word. I'm not even going to say it because it offends people. Even though I am the N-word, I've got the N-word in me. But I can't use that. I was kicked out of a FedEx building for talking to another black guy saying, I got black in me. He looks at me and says, you got black in you, really? I said, yeah, I'm Sicilian. I'm Irish, though. And that's where all the white comes from, the light eyes. I got turquoise eyes, kind of like, I got green and blue and gold and brown. I got those hazel looking eyes, You can't see it because I'm in the dark right now, but if the sunlight was shining, you could see it. I don't know. Let's see. If I look like that, you explode the picture and look at my eye. What color is it? Can you see it? I won't be able to see it until I turn the camera off and I look at it and see if I can see it. But my eyes are everything, really. I got every color in there. Green, blue, brown, black. I got camouflage eyes. That's what they call camouflage eyes. Oh, you can see. I get real close. Real close. Oh, you explode it. Look in here with the light somehow. I don't know what you can see. I won't be able to see it until I turn off the film here. Look. See if I can tell you. Well, I got everything in me. I'm Arab. I'm Jewish. I come from a Jewish heritage. Arabs came into Sicily and took it over years and years ago. I got Arab blood in me. I could be a leader of the world, really. I'm everything. I'm black. I'm Arab. I'm Jewish. I'm Catholic. Christian. What's God going to do with me? Has he got plans for me and my singing? I don't know until it happens. He don't say, Billy, okay, we're going to do this today. We're going to do that. What happens, happens, man. That's why you hear me say, hey, whatever happens, happens, man. That's the way it is. I say that in some of my songs, too, just before I start singing. I say, hey, man, whatever happens, happens. Because I don't know what I'm going to sing. I never know. I never sing the same song, ever, when I sing to God. I have the same melody, the same chord progression, but all the words and inspiration and everything is completely different. It's a completely different song. You'll see through my tapes. It's got the same, what would you call it, metaphor? Same metaphor. My music has the same metaphor. In other words, it represents what I'm trying to say in the spirit. It represents in my songs. They're poetry. God sings his poetry through me. I'm in tune with God. I love him. I am celibate for him. I'm chaste for him. I try my hardest for God. He's not going to abandon me. People are going to see. I'm going to bloom. I'm going to bloom, bloom. I'm going to bloom, bloom, bloom. Yeah. I'm going to bloom, bloom, bloom. I'm going to bloom, 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 bloom. Where I'm planted. I'm going to bloom where I'm planted. Almighty God, let me bloom. He didn't let me bloom in my early days because the ones that did bloom, they were gobbled up by the women. 3 or 4 marriages, some of them. And then girlfriends while they were married. Women, when you're in music. Everybody wants that special feeling, I guess. It's this feeling that you get from somebody who can sing a song, I guess. And if they're singing romance songs for the women to get them to drop their underwear, that's what it is. A lot of musicians, that's why they're into it, because the women. And then there's musicians in there that love God and praise God and worship Him with music. That's what God enjoys. So with me, He protected me. I sang the masses and everything, but I never got into my music where I had that beat. I got the beat. Yeah, I got the beat. That type of music with Jesus. Hallelujah, Yeshua. Hallelujah. Rhymes, poetry, it's rhythm. That's what music is. And we're all going to have that. Everybody's got a guitar in heaven, man. Because everybody praises God. Everybody does. String instrument. David had a 10-string lyre, and God showed him a chord progression, and he used to sing to God. God enjoyed David singing to him. And I'm in the line of David. I'm Jewish. I come down from Mary Magdalene. Mary Magdalene at the foot of the cross, the whore. The one that had 7 demons in him that Jesus expelled. And when he did that, that woman never left his side. It was like the lamb that was being eaten in the woods by the wolves. And the shepherd came in and grabbed the lamb out of the wolves' jaws. And what did he do? I told you 3 times not to come in the woods. The wolves would get you. Well, this time I'm going to break your leg. Oh, snap. And he held the lamb in his arms until it healed. And then when he set the lamb down on the ground, the lamb never left his side after that. He was there just worshiping his shepherd. And that's what God does to us, people. We get it. He'll pull our ear. He'll whip us. He'll bring us back in line. But then he'll be gentle with us and saying, it hurt me more than it hurt you to do what I had to do. What I had to do. Are you getting a little bit of insight into why you're going through what you're going through, whoever it is I'm talking to? God's watching. Everything you go through creates your personality. He's molding you into who He wants you to be. Looks like I want to go to sleep, don't it? Some people say, you're Chinese, aren't you? I know. I think I do have a little Chinese in me, too. So here I am. Okay, here we go. Let me go down the lineage again. I'm Jewish. I'm Irish. I'm Italian. I'm a Catholic, cradle-born. I have Arab in me because I have Arab background when they came in and took over Sicily in 900, around the 900s, somewhere around there. Arabs came in and took over Sicily. So I have an Arab influence in me. And I have Northern Africa. I have black in me. I'm a black man. I'm a white black man. I'm a white black man, Jew, Irish, Arab. Man, what a combination, huh? That could be a world leader, maybe. Who knows what God's going to do with me? I don't know what He's going to do with me. I'm just in the makings right now. I'm just blooming, people. I'm just blooming. What's He going to do with me? Am I going to live another 100 years or 70 years like I asked? When I turned 70, I said, God, I says, It's been a nice life. 21, you came in. I've been singing and praising, singing masses, and went and got an education. Ninth grade dropout, and got 2 4-year degrees and 1 2-year degree. Who's going to tell you if I don't? Nobody's going to tell you what God did for me. I got to tell other people. So I'm making this video. I've told it in other videos. I've been married 55 years, people. I've been celibate in that marriage 25. My wife has agreed. She got diabetes real bad. They stick a needle in her eye every month to cauterize the veins because her eyes bleed and the white turns red. And her dominant eye, too, her right eye. I'm left eye. She's right eye. I think in my right mind because the left side of your mind controls the right side of your body. So I'm in my right mind because I'm completely left-handed. Left-eyed, left-handed, both gross motor skills and fine motor skills. I mean, I can do good with my right hand because I strum with my right hand. I got good rhythm with my right hand. But my left hand does all the finger picking, you know, the hammer-ons and coordination with your voice. It's all maturity. It's all doing it over and over and over and over and over. That's why my wife shuts the door when I start playing music, because she hears it over and over and over. When I start out, I'm not that great. But after I'm into it for a week or two or more on a song that I'm writing, it starts sounding better and better. Each day it starts out. You got to check out some of my tapes. Especially ones with the red helmet. I got a red crash helmet on with sunglasses, you know, because I'm crashing my music into society. Here I come. I'm blooming. I'm a boom, boom, bam, man. A boom, 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 boom. A boom, boom, bam. A boom, 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 boom. Yeah. That's the way the kids are singing nowadays. Because they don't want to remember all the words and all that stuff. And you got these new songs coming out. A boom, boom, bam. A boom, boom, boom. A boom, 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 bam. And that's what they're going around singing like that. They can sing any song. It's a universal way to sing. You know, a guy can come out with a boom, boom, bam song. And everybody can sing it. Boom, boom. They can put their own boom, boom, bangs in there, too. A boom, 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 ba boom, 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 bang. A bang, bang, boom, 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 boom. A little boom, 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 ba boom, boom, bam. Ah, boom, 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 boom. The gift of music and the gift of poetry in your life. When you're singing a song, the words just come to your mind what to sing. That's why I never sing the same song to God whenever I sing to Him. It's never the same song. I pick the guitar up, I say, okay, whoever you send. And I've been experiencing Captain Mike, the Archangel Michael. He likes the EA progression. And the harmonica, I haven't played with it yet. I'm going to find out a harmonica that goes with E and A. And I'm going to jam in that too. I did it a while back. I found a D harp, I think, that sounded pretty good with E and A. I think it was a D harp. But they're saying a G. I'm going to find out. I got a schedule that says if you're playing the key of D, you would play harmonica. You would play A minor, something like that. I play A minor. I play minor harps because minor harps are more bluesy than a regular straight harp, blues harp. There's blues harps, and then there's blues minor harps. In other words, it's A minor, not the key of A. It's A minor that the harp is tuned to. So if you play D, and the chords that go along with it, or if you play A minor and the chords that go along with it, your A minor harmonica will gel, whatever you play on that, how you're feeling. I do leads. My leads are my harmonica. Instead of doing regular leads, I have a rhythm lead I do, but the main leads I do are with my harmonica. I play the rhythm and I play harmonica to the rhythm, and the harmonica is lead. And then I break my voice in, then I break back into my harmonica. Then I just have just regular guitar, so you can hear all the different sounds and chords I make. I'm an accomplished musician and didn't really know it, because I hung my guitar up for 23 years after paying 30 years in Catholic Church for masses and retreats, all that, you know, youth functions, church picnics, I did all that stuff, man, for years. And I got pictures of it too, in my youth. And I'm blooming now. God didn't let me bloom. He let me bloom in this church, let me bloom with my music there. But on video, raising money to get water wells in Kenya, that's what this is all about, people. Those poor babies down in Kenya, they're related to me. They're black. I got black in me. Those are my relatives down there being eaten by the crocodile. So I'm going to try to help them out. Now they're saying Jimmy Donaldson went down there, but he's white. He's not. Who knows if he's got black in him or not? But he's got a black heart, really, because he went down there and tried to help them out. Put 100 water wells in. Gave all the kids bicycles, and, soccer ball. All the villages got that. Put a bridge in so they can get back and forth to school or the grocery store or whatever it is. Where they get their money from, I don't know. They're penniless. They're mud hut people down there. You rent a mud hut off of a woman's got a couple of mud huts. You rent it off there. It costs you a loaf of bread. They don't mind if it's stale loaf of bread. To rent a mud hut. Imagine that. One woman down there, her husband had mud huts he made. And when he died, he left them to her. So that's what helps her. She rents out a mud hut for a loaf of bread or something. They're poor, dirt poor down there. Kenya, mud hut people on the Kenya River. The river is polluted, too. It's got fecal matter of every animal that lives in that area. They go to the river and they do their thing in the water, and it's floating all over the place. And Mommy says, go down the river and get a bucket of water. You got to do the dishes and do the stuff around the house. You got to cook dinner and all that. And you go down, okay, Mommy, I'll go down and get it for you. So he grabs his sister by the hand, and they go hopping and skipping down to the river with a bucket, five-gallon bucket. And they don't fill it all the way up, 3/4 of the way. It probably weighs around 40 pounds or so. And then they got to walk back to the mud hut and give the water to Mom, and she boils it, tries to clean it, make it as best she can, filter it out, whatever. Gives it to the kids, but they still get dysentery and diarrhea. They die from what's in that river water. And if the crocs don't get you, their water will get you. That's what they're up against down there. So I want to put water wells in. And I've been crying on the internet, asking people to donate. So what happens? This guy by the name of the Beast, Mr. Beast, his name is. You think, oh, the Beast from the Bible? No, he's just a gamer. He's a beast. You want to mess with me? I'm the Beast. You can't beat me. And that's how he gets his followings. He's got all these people following him. So the advertisers, they're giving him money. What is he doing with all that money? He decided he was going to go down to Kenya. Maybe you heard one of my films, begging and crying for the people in Kenya to have a water well. So he went down and put 100 of them in. He personally went down and put 100 water wells in Kenya and gave all the kids a soccer ball and a bike. And I went into the schools, upgraded them, went to the farmers, upgraded them. Got it. They didn't have anything to pump the water out of their boreholes, so you got solar power in there, pumping water out, putting it in towers. Now they have pressurized water they can drink. He helped out over, what was it? They're saying over 500,000 children just by that one little 100 water wells in that area. So guess what happens? This is what happens. I'm not going to guess. I'm going to tell you what happens. So the guys that are in charge down there are jealous, this guy, because they're trying to gain power. They're trying to be, in government and have control of the monies and all that stuff. So they start rabble-rousing this guy, Jim Donaldson, the Beast, He's only 27 years old. Not even a man yet. He's not a man until you're 30, really. Jesus didn't start his ministry until he was 30. So this guy's got a couple more years going. He knows what it feels like to give. He wants to help out children. So he's down there and he's helping out children with water wells. And these rabble-rousers start saying, oh, we got a new god now. It's called the Jimmy God. He's down here trying to take over. And they want to make him the president. They start rabble-rousing and creating all these scenarios about what he's doing that's good. So he says, okay, that's the way you see it. Because he got ticked off, really. He's only a kid. He got ticked off. He says, oh, okay, I'll grab. I had 100 more going in. I'm going to take them out. I'm getting out of here. You don't want me around? I'm gone. Goodbye. That's what he did. So they rabble-roused themselves out of another 100 water wells he was going to put in. Why don't they put them in? No, I think, in my mind, when I see what's going on down there, because I saw it happen, they're coming and going from the United States, buying plane tickets, government, people, people in religion too, flying back and forth and getting street corner honeys with the money that they're taking out of there. Pilfering the people, their mud hut pennies. All the people down there don't have hardly anything, and they're paying taxes, and they're taking it and coming back to the United States, getting street corner honey, and then flying back down. That's their thing, I gotta see. I'll grab a chunk of change, go to Atlantic City for the weekend. I'll fly up and fly back. Nobody will know anything because we're in control. We control everything. We got rid of the intellectuals. Yeah, we got rid of them. I got them out of there. We chopped their heads off. I saw 10 people standing up there, and they come along and they say, you believe in Jesus? Yes. Off goes your head. They go to the next guy. You believe in Jesus? Yes. Off goes his head. They got 10 martyrs recently. They chopped their heads off because they believed in Jesus Christ. And then another guy goes out there. I didn't see him say, do it in the name of Jesus. He just did it in the name of, I want to help. I got love in my heart. I do it in the name of love. I got love in my heart. I want to see the babies. Oh, the joy that was spread when that first water well went off was muddy. But when it came up out of the ground, it didn't take long for it to turn into pure water. And it was raining on all the children, and they were going, oh, we don't have to go to the river anymore and fight the crocodiles and get a bucket of water and die from drinking it. That man did all that, and all he did was rabble-rouse them. Oh, he's a white man. He's trying to come down here and take over. What does he want with Kenya? He's a multi-millionaire. He ain't going to come down and be the president of Kenya. You should have sent me. I'm black. Then they couldn't say that. Send me with all that money up water wells down there. Yeah, you can trust me too, because I wouldn't lie to God. And I'm a black man. I'm a white black man. Who else sent down there? A white black man. Oh, they'll kill you, Billy. You go down there and they'll put you in jail. Well, let them try. I'm an American. I'm an American citizen, and I'm a decorated war veteran. And I fight for what is right.